at FSA, we have a department called Business Solutions. And we call what we do part of the Business Advantage series is we look at what you're doing in your business and we endeavor to help you find the solutions that fit your business. Understanding your brand, understanding your talent pool, understanding your marketplace to help deliver the right products, the right processes, and the right sales price for you so you can make more money. That's really what the Business Advantage series is to give you a competitive advantage inside your business to help you be more profitable. One of the things that we see often is an element for somebody's tool belt is considering buying by specification or buying by spec. Buying by spec is something we actually do in real life all the time anyways. Consider a laptop. If you're going to buy a laptop, you would be looking for a certain amount of RAM, certain amount of speed, certain amount of battery life, screen size, all of those kinds of things that are important to you that would get you the laptop that you want. That exists in our food side too. Buying by spec helps you identify certain attributes of whatever product you're carrying to help your business. When you're talking about specification, there's a couple things we need to start with. You need to start with your brand. Your brand is your promise to your customer of what you're going to deliver. That would be your quality level, your experience, your atmosphere that you want to present to your customer, because that's what they take home with them as far as what you're all about. And buying by spec helps you support that brand. The other side of that is understanding what you want from that product. Let's talk about French fries. Here at FSA we have over 100 different kinds of French fries in our warehouse, and each one of them is designed to do a different job. If you're comparing case price from an extra long fancy to a line flow, you'll see a savings, but they are not the same fry at all. Yeah, you might see an initial savings on the case, but you may end up actually portioning more on the plate and thereby using more fries and negating whatever savings you saved on the actual case cost.
So, I've got somebody that's opening up a restaurant. They want a nice looking French fry for their plate. Something that tastes really good and has some really good plate coverage. Something that's going to stand up next to their gourmet burgers. So what did we do? We talked about extra long, fancy French fries. What's the difference? Brine soaked. Then we go to this one. This one's actually coated with a little bit of a potato starch. We're going to step over to this extra long fancy fry, which is actually coated with a crispy coating. This is called a line flow fry. This fry is considerably less expensive than either of these three fries, but as you can see from this, it's mostly just a bunch of little pieces. And when we go to actually taste this line flow fry, it's going to taste different because it doesn't have the density of potato on the inside. As an operator, I can make a great choice of whether I want an economy fry or a higher end fry. But then once I decide that I want that one fry, higher end or economy, I've got multiple choices inside that category. That's why we look at specs. We choose our spec, and then we can choose the flavor profile and how it's going to perform inside that spec.
But understanding what some of those base specs are in the first place helps you when you're shopping for new product. And it helps your associate bring the right product to you to fit your needs of your business specifically.
I am looking at some pretty dramatic differences here. Then when I go over here to my line flow fry, if I was actually to compare this to any one of the other three, obviously it cooked up with a very, very different color out of the exact same fryer with the same amount of time. I'm going to determine that this is my actual weight and how we're going to portion our fries. It's going to be this little boat. So I get my line flow fries in there. I've got my portion. I flip that onto my plate, and they pretty much kind of do what I expected them to do. They're all kind of laying down. The sea salt brine fries. I can get some nice height out of that type of a fry because they're all that length. I don't have a bunch of little pieces on the plate. Now I can go to my coated ones. I can put the same portion on this plate. This fry really has a lot of similarity to it, to the point where I can almost stand those up like a campfire. And then when I go to my crispy coated fry, because I am using to advantage the fact that they do like to actually adhere to each other, you can see how naturally that one stood up on the plate. There's always a good home for these, just like there's always a good home for these. Based on my brand and what I want my consumers to see, that's how I'm gonna make this decision. So this gives you a pretty good idea of how to choose a spec based on brand, and then understand a little bit more about how to make a choice from, well, let's say the 100 different French fry options that we have out here in our Food Service America warehouse. And the Business Advantage series is here to help you make these choices.